don't need to have. This one is better. Well, eight. Let's see. So we talked about homicide and now privilege. Another one that is special right or advantage that a particular person or group of people. Okay, so let's see if we use it a lot. Yes, we use it and both informal and everyday speech. It's good. And as you can see, it's noun here. And simply just I can say it's advantage. So we normally use advantage, then actually privilege. I can say that this one is maybe commonly used more, just, commonly used than privilege, but both of them, this one is also really good. For example, education is not a privilege, it's a right. Or if you want to meet, I think everyone has the privilege of meeting the president. So we're allowed, we can be just, able to meet the president easily. Just privilege. And this one, could you please read?
Receiving medical treatment should be a universal right and not a privilege.
Of course. It's not advantage, it's actually normal. Just ride. It's a ride. Yeah, and different things.
A
Yeah.
universal right and not a privilege.
Yeah, for example, living freely. It's not privilege. It's actually everyone's right. So everyone should live freely in a way that they actually like. But, unfortunately, uh, we have maybe some countries, or I don't know, they feel like that it's advantage if people are allowed to talk, or for example, to live freely. Just no, it's not privilege, it's not advantage. It's like a normal right. Well, and let's keep going. The last word is likelihood. Okay, this noun, like the chance, as you can see, chance is good. So it's common use. Yeah, common usage of, I can say it's a good synonym. Chance, probability. So both of them. Chance is really good. Chance is the synonym that we normally use, chance, likelihood. For example, there is a high chance or there is a high likelihood of rain tomorrow. So, like, we can say that. And air pollution is one of the primary factors that increase the chance of, the likelihood or probability of stroke, yeah, of course, in recent years. So likelihood is somehow chance. And this one, just stroke, this here is noun, but it can be used, it can also be used just as a verb in some context, okay? And as a noun, it's like it has a different meaning. So, for example, a sudden medical condition. And here, sometimes a single movement with hand. Someone, for example, uh, touching just gently or sometimes slowly, so different. If you use it as a verb, stroke means to move your hand gently over something, okay, or someone. So this is verb. But here, of course, we don't have. So here we mean a medical. So, for example, the first one, as you can see, because we are talking, air pollution is one of the primary factors that increase the likelihood of stroke. Okay. And so, for example, as we can use, for example, a brain attack. It's a kind of it. Okay. Yeah. It's common, but we have it. Or stroke is maybe another word for it. So here, women actually that's that medical condition.
Maybe.
Yes, of course. And but you can say the chance. We normally use the chance. Yeah. Well, yes, of course. The likelihood, the chance of, and like this. Well, let's see how to use them. Okay, it's your turn now. Let's see.
Expectancy. Mm. Um, the average life expectancy is expectancy like the average life expectancy of my family is 70.
70. Good one. Yeah, very good, of course. The average life expectancy of my family, actually, it was good. Your sentence is really clear. And it can, sound a bit more natural, okay, but it's okay. Of course, it's really good. But when you are giving numbers, because actually it's not in just, exact accurate
Yeah.
70. So why not? It's better. Normally we use about or around. These two
Uh,
make it more natural. So you can say the average life expectancy in my family is about 7 years or around. Or you can easily say if you don't want. Of course, here we want to use this word. But on average, people in my family live to around 70. This is what you can say, as well as, of course, yours. Yours was perfect. Only add about or around to make it more natural.
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Um, mm, I like to work and enforcement.
I like to
Mm,
work.
okay. Um, enforcement. Enforcement. mm, in the beginning of this year, um, the government, um, mm, the government uh, uh, carried the, the enforcement um, to um, um, the uh, uh, at the beginning of this year, the government um, made uh, traffic enforcement uh, and uh, the the people and the people afraid of are afraid of break the law
Okay.
because of their strict enforcement about traffic. So
Okay.
the people don't dare to break the laws
Yeah.
like before.
Okay. Well, so enforcement, so you can use it as a verb because we don't use it as a noun here. So you can say, why not? Because you said made the traffic
Uh,
enforcement, but you can say enforced
enforce,
stricter traffic. Of course, enforce is verb. So you could say
enforce the traffic.
enforced stricter traffic laws. Or, of course, we have different words like step up. But if you want to use enforcement, exactly the
Okay.
same. Not make,
Yes.
maybe step up is good. Stepped up traffic enforcement. Or the government, you can say
Enforce.
stepped up, of course, traffic enforcement. So it's your choice if you want to use, but make and enforcement is not really natural. I don't know, it sounds like a little bit. And people are actually afraid of breaking the law. So you know that because if you want to say of breaking, if you want to use of, ing, but more natural is people are afraid to break the law. So people are afraid to break the law. So this one is better. And you said at the beginning of the year. No. Okay, you should say earlier this year. So earlier this year, that is at the beginning of this year. Okay, this one is better. So you should say earlier this year, the government stepped up traffic enforcement, and people are now afraid to break the law. And people now are afraid to break the law. This one is better. And step up traffic enforcement is really common phrase. And you can use it. Yeah? It means make enforcement stricter. So this one is. Yeah. Well,
Earlier this year,
yes.
earlier this year, the government enforced stricter
Very,
traffic laws,
very
so
good.
people now are afraid to break the laws.
Definitely yes. Or the government step
The
up.
government step
Yes.
up,
Yeah, very
step
good.
up
Very good, of course. Well, and homicide.
on this side. Uh, uh, the police, the police, the policemen are investigating the homicide um, in my town.
Uh,
Yeah, um, the policeman um, is investigating homicide in my town.
Okay, well, so first,
Um,
yes. First, policeman, no, if you want to use police officer. But normally, when you
officer.
are detective, it's better because
This
normally detective, yeah, investigate. Okay, for example, they are investigating a homicide. So, we normally say police officer, not policeman. Okay, so this one is better. So, or you can say just the police. So you don't need to say just
yeah, yeah,
the police or police officers. So it's your choice. But normally
yeah.
this one is. And you said that, yes,
is detecting
homicide is correct and very good. So you can say the police, just when you use the police, you should use are. Police is plural. So the police are investigating a homicide in my town. So the police or police officers are investigating. Okay, just if you use
investigate.
police, the police. If you say police officers, no, you don't need the. So just police officers. So the police are investigating a homicide in my town or police officers. Now, let me say something about homicide. As I told you, is perfect. But let's see, because it's a little bit formal, we normally use murder. So you can also say police officers are investigating a murder in my town. This is more common. So murder or homicide, both are correct. Homicide is a little formal. Murder is good. Yeah. And I
Murder.
want to give you just let me say here we're talking about if you want to use a casual way to say investigate, okay, look into. Look into is investigate. But investigate is more formal. Look into is casual conversation. Like, for example, uh, the police are looking into a murder case here. The police are looking into a murder case here or in my town. Yeah? Okay.
Looking for
Looking
a
into.
murder.
No, no. Looking into
Look,
for no. Yeah. I said look into,
looking
right? Yeah,
into.
look into, of
Looking
course.
into means investigate.
Investigate, of course. Of course. Look into, but investigate is formal. Look into, casual, like we normally use. And homicide is formal. Murder is commonly used and conversational. So they're looking into a murder
Yes,
case. Okay.
a
Well,
murder
and
case.
yeah, and the next one that is privilege.
Privilege. Um, uh, to education should be a privilege. Um, what education is should be privilege for all children in all the world. In all the world.
It's
Um,
not privilege. It's right. Privilege is advantage, but actually, education is a normal right that everyone should, have. So education is not privilege. This is a right.
uh,
Everyone
uh,
should have it, of course. All around the world, people need to educate and need to learn. Just to education, no, you know that education is noun. So we don't say to. Okay, this is grammatically incorrect. So education, so omit, delete. Okay, education should
is
be, okay, so this one is better. Shouldn't be, should be a privilege, yeah, for every child in the world, maybe. So should be a privilege for every child in the world, yeah. Or you can say every child around the
privilege.
world should have the privilege of education. This
Yeah,
one is
yeah.
better because
Okay.
education is not yeah, should have the privilege of education, the advantage of, yes, this one is better.
Every child should
Let me
have
write it. Of course, let me type it here. So you can say, just let me
uh,
erase this
should
one.
have
So
privilege.
every child in the world should have
Should
the,
have the privilege of education.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you,
of course.
Sharon.
You know,
In the
or
world,
if you want to
education
say that education is a privilege, so you can say education is a privilege, but that should be available to all kids worldwide. It means if it's advantage, so everyone. So you can also say this one. Education is a privilege that should be available to all kids worldwide, all around the
worldwide.
world. Yeah. Another phrase, of course, yours was correct, but maybe different, maybe alternatives. Yeah.
Education should be
You know, uh, all kids worldwide is so natural, it's warm. All kids worldwide is really good. Like, it's
worldwide.
warm. Yeah, all kids. Yeah. So it should be available to all kids worldwide.
Can you write it?
Oh, of course, yes. Why not? Definitely, yes. I can write everything. So let me find somewhere. Okay, so this one here. Education is a
Is
privilege that should be
should be
available to all kids worldwide. This is so warm.
to all kids worldwide. Yes, okay.
Yeah,
Education is a privilege that should be available to all kids worldwide.
of
Okay.
course. Yeah, very good. And the last one, that is likelihood, chance.
Chance. Privilege. Um, the likelihood of um, win, the likelihood of uh, this game, of win, winning, the likelihood of win this game is 90%. Um, I mean
The
prop
likelihood of winning the
play
game, yes,
winning game.
is
Uh, uh, uh.
90%. Yes.
The
Well,
likelihood of winning this game is about
yeah.
90%.
Well,
90%.
so likelihood, okay, of winning this game is about 90%. Well, it's good. Of course, you can use it. It's correct. So, but just know that in everyday conversation, we don't use likelihood. You know that we use chance.
Mhm.
Okay, because uh it's likelihood is
Okay.
fine, it's
Right.
good, but yeah, when you talk to people in casual speech, we don't say likelihood, but you can also say chance. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
the chance of winning the game is about 90%. It's really good. Yeah.
The chance of
Yeah.
winning.
And maybe we have another one. Let me give you this one. We have a word that is odds. Odds is really
Oh,
good. So
oh,
yes.
and
But how to use this? Exactly like chance. For example, you actually you can say that you can change it. 90% can be actually just converted to 9 out of 10. So what is that? For example, you can say the odds are 9 out of 10 that we will win this game. Now, maybe this one you can also say, let me write it here, just erase this. Yes. Of course, the chances. So, but this is another. The odds are 9 out of 10 that will win this game. Okay, so this one is also another way that you can, because chance and odds, both of them are more conversational, more common than
yes.
likelihood. Yes. And of course, just, percentage, that's good, can be converted. 90 is 9 out of 10. For example, 80% is 8 out of 10.
Mm,
Yes,
yes.
of course, and
Mhm.
that's it. Well, let's keep going. And we have a video. So, of course, I need to, what is this? What does years of life mean? Okay. So if I can find it, just one moment. Let me see. You can read the questions while I'm trying to find this video. I hope just, we can find on YouTube.
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay,
You do.
there's
What does this
mm, I think there is no here, so uh let me check if it works. Ah, I could find it. Yes. Well, I think this one is, and stop
German engineers
sharing.
create a way to multiply your garden hose pressure by 15 times.
Share it again.
Without using a single fascinating measurement called years of life lost, which measures how many
Oh, again, running out of time.
150,000 people are going to
We have
die
9.
today.
Okay, just let me check it. So
And one of the
let's see before we, okay. Okay, let's log out because, we're running out of time again. Oh, there is a problem with it. Okay, so let's join again, please, before watching this. So let's go.